Many tech companies try to reduce gender inequalities by hiring more women, but they fail to address deeper structural issues in their workplace culture, and as a result, neither the working environment becomes more inclusive nor the products reflect gender fairness. And traditional gender equality efforts often focus on supporting individual women to succeed within the biased system. But isolated training or top-down mandates are not enough, and we need sustained cultural change embedded into our daily routines. And to achieve gender equity, we must change the conditions under which gender disadvantage emerge. And in tech, this means questioning default technical assumptions, redesigning evaluation protocols, and addressing structural barriers within teams. We applied a Feminist Living Lab approach, meaning we work together with stakeholders in real-world settings to co-create, to implement, and to evaluate solutions while focusing on hearing all voices, use inclusive and gender-responsive methods to work together. And during the first cycle of our Living Lab with a global tech company, we saw that small-scale or department-wide interventions were not enough to change the daily integrated practices that reproduce gender inequalities. And therefore, in the second iteration in which we are now, we focused on team practices. And together with some employees, we developed another gender-responsive method, namely it's Evoking Talk. And in this method, which was created within the understanding, co-create, and implement cycle of the Living Lab, we use brief, reoccurring impulses, and they are short, focused knowledge inputs on topics like implicit bias or informal expectations. And these impulses are not ready-made solutions, but starting points for reflecting and discussion within teams. And the goal is to make gender diversity topics a normal part of everyday work, not through external mandates, but by cultivating shared reflection and accountability within teams. The main beneficiaries are tech teams, especially in innovation-driven organizations where diversity and inclusion are not yet part of daily routines, but the broader organization also benefits. Inclusive work environments help retain women in the innovation cycle and support the development of gender-responsive innovation. And our method targets structural conditions. It doesn't rely on individual awareness or goodwill. And by institutionalizing equity through team structures, we create spaces where all talents can contribute. Yes. The method was developed within a global tech company, but it's designed to be transferable. Evoking Talk integrates short, recurring impulses into existing routines, like team meetings. And this makes the approach flexible and scalable across different teams and organizations. It offers a practical way for other companies to embed reflection on gender and diversity topics into daily work and to normalize these conversations as part of how teams function. The first implementation of Evoking Talk is currently running in 2 teams within one of our Living Lab companies. And we started with a short baseline survey for team members to assess their initial attitudes, knowledge, and expectations regarding gender equality. And in addition, we use reflective diaries to accompany the process. And at this stage, we are still in the implementation phase, but I also look forward to more empirical insights after the evaluation of this second iteration of our AOE within the GILL project.